We are now joined by Gotham Chopra, director of Shut Up and Dribble. Gotham, what was the impetus for making this film?
Well, we actually started making this this project about 2 years ago, and the idea was really if America's or baseball has called itself America's pastime for generations. Football has had the moniker of America's game, but when you look at the NBA and basketball over the last 50 or 60 years, it's actually been the most culturally and socially relevant sport in America, and so we really wanted to explore that. Of course, we live in incredibly politicized times, so I would say that did very much drive the narrative as we were working on this over the last 18 months or so. And then this past February, Laura Ingraham went on Fox News and told KD and LeBron James to shut up and dribble, and we got a great title.
Yeah. What do you hope the takeaway is for people who watch?
I think that it's, this idea that sports and politics shouldn't mix, or, a lot of people want escapism from sports, but if you actually look at the history, not only in this country, but really around the planet, sports and politics are entangled. You can go back to the 1936 Olympics, the 1968 Olympics here. In particular with the NBA, you had civil rights activists like Bill Russell, Spencer Haywood, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robertson, who, were not only great players, but were active in terms of movements in this country. And so, we want to explore that, and I think it's a reminder of the need to actually be engaged and participate in the conversation. And athletes now, have that voice. They also have this platform, social media. So I think we kind of wanted to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, you particularly are not new to the sports world. I know you've done work with Tom Brady and Michael Strahan. In the making of this film, what did you learn?
Look, I think there's a rich history of athletes, finding their voice. And I think what you're finding, so you have the best player of his generation in LeBron, who's probably also the most outspoken. But what he's also done now is open that up for others. So you have Jaylen Brown, you have Draymond Green, you have Steph Curry, other guys who, have this confidence now to let their voices be heard. And I thought that was really inspiring. And look, they don't always have it right, or they're still sort of figuring it out. These are young guys who primarily focused on, basketball. But I think it's important that they're engaging in these issues and in their communities, doing all this work. And so I was genuinely inspired by that.
Second episode is airing on Saturday, as we mentioned earlier. What can viewers expect from this second episode?
I'm probably not supposed to say this, but the second episode may be my favorite one, because it's about the 90s, and it's sort of an era that I grew up in, and I remember, it's the Allen Iverson generation, the Kobe Bryant generation. So it's sort of like the rise of hip hop, which very much parallel the rise of the NBA, and then all the sort of friction that came with that Allen Iverson generation. So it's a lot of fun. It deals with a lot of issues, but it's also a lot of fun. So I think, just the sort of cultural mashup of hip hop and basketball is what people can look forward to. And yeah, it's got a lot of intensity and a lot of life, this one. So I'm excited to see how people react to it.
We got about 30 seconds left, but I do want to know, you've got a lot of big names in this film. How did the whole film come together?
Well, it started with Maverick Carter, who's LeBron's sort of partner in many of his media endeavors, and LeBron pitching it to Showtime. And I actually came in later, and, I'm probably the one who probably dragged it more into the world of politics because it's a passion of mine. But it was really inspired by, LeBron and Maverick looking back at this thing that they have become. I mean, they've sort of inherited the mantle, but as LeBron says in it, he wouldn't be here if it weren't for guys like Kareem, Bill Russell, Oscar, Spencer Haywood. And so it's really sort of tracking that lineage, and that's how it started. And I'm grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Gotham. And viewers can check out Saturday night on Showtime, Shut Up and Dribble. Appreciate it. Thank you.